Hey folks, welcome to the workshop. Margaret, you can let everyone in. And we are going to get rocking and rolling here, folks. So welcome to the 20K per month blueprint Instagram mini ads workshop. I'm really excited about this because basically what we've noticed in the last couple of years, there's a big transition of so many people realizing that building a business online needs to be different. It needs to change. It needs to evolve. And so I'm really excited about this. And let's get everyone in. Let's go ahead and get people into the workshop. We have a bunch of people joining us live here today. Margaret, you can go ahead and let these people in. And we're going to get rocking and rolling. So at the end of the day, we need to realize that every type of business, especially those that use social media, need to evolve, right? At the end of the day, businesses that want to stick around for the long term, they're going to have to figure a way to get more clients, utilize social media, all those different things. And so let's get rocking and rolling. Perfect. Margaret, are you able to bring everyone in?
It's not letting me in. I see the option.
Okay, all good. Here, I'll go ahead and bring them in for now. We're going to bring everyone in. Comment down below if you are able to at some point, Margaret, but we're going to get rocking and rolling here, folks. Welcome to the workshop. I'm excited to dive in. These 90 minutes always go by so quick. So we have a bunch of people jumping on. As you're jumping on, I know some of you, Kevin, it's got to be late where you're at, Kevin. Good to see you on here, brother. I know some of you, it's like midnight or whatever. Wow, the rock stars of the coaching space are here today. So anyways, I'm excited for this, folks. We're going to be going into Instagram mini ads here today and how to utilize it to get to your first 10K or 20K month. So let's go ahead. Let's get the chat going. Everyone comment down below where you're watching from. This is going to be an interactive workshop. This isn't a workshop where you just we're not in school. You're not just listening to the teacher do a lecture. I actually want to be having interaction because that's what's going to be most helpful for all of you. So Erica is from VA. Love it. Awesome, folks. Comment down below where you're watching in from. So here's what I want to do. We got people from Calgary. That's pretty close to us. We're only an hour away from that, Arizona. So I'm going to be taking you through a couple different steps here today. I'm going to be taking you through how to actually set up a mini ad, why you should be setting it up, and how to start getting some results in your business. I was mentioning before all of you jumped on here that business is evolving, right? And if you've been in the space for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years or more, you probably realize that. Actually, let's do this. How many years have you been trying to build your business online? Let's go ahead. Are you like less than a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? Where are you at? Are you like an OG like me? We've been doing this for almost 11 years, which is crazy. So 1 year, less than a year. Okay, we got some people. And even if you've only been doing this for a couple of months, you probably noticed that things are shifting and things are changing, right? So days, less than a year. I love that, folks. Love to hear that. So, okay, perfect. So here's what I want to do. Basically, what we've noticed in the last little bit, feels like 26 years, feeling old. There's a lot of different ways to get clients off of social media. Now, I'm actually curious what you folks have tried so far to get clients. Usually we find that people have either tried organic social media or they've tried some paid marketing. Comment down below organic or paid or both, which way you've tried, because we've just noticed that there's a big shift in this space where you actually need to do a little bit of a new hybrid to get the best results. So Brian says organic. Roman, I'm unsure how to, I think that is Greek or something. I don't know how to understand that, but I'll take it. Organic, fantastic. Probably just have to change your keyword organic and a little bit add traffic. Okay, organic. So here's what I want to help you folks understand. I'm actually going to go ahead and my camera here today because we're going to be sharing the camera quite a bit. And so here we go. I'm just going to make sure that everyone is in. So folks, can you see this, by the way? Can you see the whiteboard here? By the way, make sure you folks are muted because I can hear some of you. And as much as I love your voices, learn to love my voice for the next little bit. Brian, I think you're unmuted, by the way. I know, it's embarrassing. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. And so here's what I want to do. I want to show you why what we're doing today is actually so important. Because those of you who've done organic social media, go ahead, comment down below. how many of you feel like organic social media is slow? That it just feels like you're not really gaining traction, that it feels like you post a lot, you kind of are waiting, it's just kind of like crickets. How many of you who've tried organic social media, that's kind of your experience? Slow, yeah, 100%. What we found is that organic social media back in 2020 worked so well. Back in 2020, we had clients doing 7 figures a year organically. It was just insane. Now, on the flip side of that, we probably have some people here who've tried paid traffic. Anyone tried paid traffic and found it really complicated to set up or really expensive to get clients? I was chatting with someone right before I hopped on here, and she had to spend, I think it was like $4,700 to get some clients coming in, which is a lot of money when you're new to business. So here's what I want to actually teach you to do today. I'm going to start this with a little bit of the story of how we came across these mini ads. So mini ads, basically back in 2023, our clients were still doing organic social media. And a lot of them their businesses were slowing down a little bit. And I was kind of like, oh, this isn't good. As a business coach, I got to figure this shit out, right? Like my whole living is off of that, right? And so I was kind of like, okay, what is going on? And we figured out in that season that if you spent just a little bit of money, okay, we're talking $5 or $10 a day on these mini ads, boosting posts on Instagram, all of a sudden we were getting more leads than ever for cheaper than ever. And I was like, okay, it can't be this simple. We continued to try it out. And all of a sudden, our clients were not only getting better results than ever, they were making it happen quicker. And they were happy. This is happening to brand new coaches. So here, I wanted to quickly share with you just 3 people right now in our program, because I want to prove to you that this works. And then I want to help you implement it so that you can see it work. Does that sound fair? Does that sound fair? How many of you would love to actually implement this, wake up tomorrow with leads? Comment down below yes, if that's you. Because, I mean, if you're anything like me, you came to this workshop to actually get results, not just to learn something. So we got people wanting. Okay, so here, I wanted to quickly show you a couple different results. So I wanted to show you 3 specific people who are using our mini ads right now. Julia here, she spent, by the way, you could probably go search her name on Instagram and find her. She was brand new. Before joining CCI, she had 0 paying clients ever, okay? 2 weeks into the program, using our mini ads, she had her first 2 paying clients, both paid her, I think it was like $1,500 or $1,600. So this works for brand new people, okay? You don't have to have had clients before. This works for brand new people. So if you're like, I'm too new for this, no, you're not. Julie can do it, so can you. The second person I want you to hear about is Rhonda. Rhonda came to us. She tried a lot of organic social media. She'd actually gone to like $3,000 a month-ish with organic social media. But when she turned on our mini ads, she now does somewhere between 10 to 20K a month consistently. Actually, I did an interview with her on YouTube. You can go find it. The reason I wanted to show you this is that you can turn new followers into a new client. So she charges $3,000 for her health coaching services in 7 days, which is amazing. So you can turn these new followers, someone that could follow you today, within 7 days into a paid info client. The strategy works really quick. Now, you might be wondering, oh, but does this actually scale? Here's one of the clients, Neela. In January, she had her biggest month. She made $40,000. She signed up 11 new clients. She re-signed 8 clients, which is another strategy we're not talking about today. And she is crushing it. She's now hiring a team. So this is what mini ads are doing for our clients' businesses right now. Now, how many of you would like to even get some of those results? Comment down below yes, or amen, or praying hands, or celebratory something. If this is something that you'd like to get, because I want to show you today how to set up the mini ad, how to literally start waking up to have leads coming in every single day. Okay, we got a lot of yeses. Okay, perfect. So here's what I'm going to be teaching you folks today. I want to show you the big picture first of what this looks like, and then we're going to get into the nitty gritty. I'm going to literally step by step help you set this up. You're literally going to send me your videos that you're going to have as ads. I'm going to audit them. Like, we're going to be doing some work here today. Okay, so this is not a free vacation here. This is a work, but guess what? That's the only way we get results. So here's the big picture. Okay, I want to show you the big picture here. A lot of us want to start by getting 20K months, but we need to get new followers. Because, I mean, most of us, we want to do what we call convert clients and deliver to our clients, right? We want to convert and deliver, which is fantastic. I mean, how many of you got into coaching because you want to help people? How many of you are like me that you're like, wow, if I could get paid well to have all this freedom and like help people a ton, that'd be amazing. Are any similar hearts out there as myself? So you want to get the clients, you want to deliver. Here's the issue. Most people just don't have enough followers and leads to actually sell, to actually get clients, to actually then deliver. Think about it this way. Most of you don't have enough at-bats. Let's think about baseball for a second. If I wanted to get better at hitting the ball, okay? If I wanted to get better at hitting the ball, but I never had baseballs coming at me. I had no baseball, so I was just swinging in midair, but there was nothing to connect it with. I'd be a pretty lousy batter, okay? But if I had 100, 200 balls coming at me a day that I could go ahead and bat, I would get better at it. Most of you are actually probably okay at sales, probably okay at delivering to your clients and getting great results. You don't have enough people so that you can actually make the sales. Anyone resonate with this? Comment down below if you resonate with this. Because today I'm going to be helping you solve how to get more at bats. Here's the truth. I want to focus you over here, folks. Most of you want more clients, more revenue. You want to be getting this momentum in your business. You want stability, freedom. You want those 20K months. How many of you would say, yes, that is me? Comment down below me if those are the things that you want. Clients, revenue, momentum, stability, freedom, and 20K months. But here's the truth. To get those things, to get the things that you want, here's what you need first. You need leads, you need followers, you need attention, you need to have an attractive page, you need to hustle hard, and you need to have the right skills. So if you don't have these things, if these things are a no, you also don't get what you want. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to get all of these things so that we can start to actually get you clients. By the way, the last time I ran this workshop, it was like 6 weeks ago. Here's what happened. Two things happened. The people who attended and did nothing, they didn't get results. Very classic. I had a bunch of people who attended, implemented, got hundreds of followers, booked discovery calls. Some of them even got paid clients off of this. And so if you're ready to find a better way, this is the way. So I'm going to be sharing with you today how to make sure you're setting up a boosted post, how to make sure your Instagram profile is attractive and gets followers. Not today, but another time I'm going to be sharing with you how to turn these followers into clients, but we're going to be going about the first thing first today, okay? So let's dive in. I'm going to go step by step here for you folks. So by the way, is this making sense so far? I always want to make sure this is making sense. Is this making sense? Go ahead, comment down below. Makes sense if this is making sense. I do want to make sure that you're all tracking with me here today, because if we're not, then the first thing here isn't working. Okay, so this makes sense? Okay, awesome. And by the way, we teach this to all of our clients. If you go over to our YouTube, I do a ton of like live case studies with our clients, like where like I'm literally interviewing them live, because in the online space, who knows what's real unless you're actually doing stuff live with people. And this comes up in every single case study. Every time someone gets to 10K months, 20K months, it's because of these things. So this isn't like a nice thing to have in business. This is a non-negotiable. Okay, so this is making sense. Great, awesome, love to hear it. So the first thing that we need to do is you need to understand that your Instagram profile needs to be attractive to your ideal client before we start to send traffic to it. Because here's what's going to happen, okay? I'm going to teach you how to set up a really awesome boosted post. You're going to spend a little bit of money on it to get it set up, okay? What's going to happen is people are going to see the boosted post. They're going to go over to your Instagram profile. Now, one of two things is going to happen. If your profile looks great and valuable to them, they're going to become a follower. If, on the other hand, your profile doesn't look great and it's not calling them out specifically, you will get nothing. So we need to first make sure, before we go ahead and attract people to come look at your stuff, that it's actually attractive to them. Okay, does that make sense? It basically, in a similar way, is like if you're sending, by the way, I've never dated on a dating app, but I make up this shit because it's a good metaphor. If you want to attract good people on a dating app, you need to make sure that your profile is attractive to attract the right type of person. Like if you want long-term committed relationships, you need to make sure your profile on your dating app is set up so that it actually attracts those people instead of people that want the opposite, right? So let's start with this. Your Instagram profile is your website. By the way, you don't need a website. none of our clients who are at 20K, even 40K, 50K a month, most of them don't have a website because their Instagram is their website. Okay, that's how social media works these days. So we want to become attractive. You want to become your ideal client's type so that when they see your profile, they're like, oh, of course I want to follow this person. So I want to make sure that you're getting this person. Now, actually, I got something special for all of you folks. You're going to love this. Margaret, let's drop in the chat the Instagram Optimize Your Bio workbook. Go ahead, drop that in the chat, Margaret. My amazing assistant, Margaret, is going to drop in a workbook that's actually going to help you do this after the fact if you need some extra time. It's going to walk you through exactly how to set up your profile to make it attractive. So make sure that you grab that, you download that, you can use it afterwards, okay? So we need to do a couple different things here. Every single Instagram profile needs to use our attraction quadrant, okay? Our attraction quadrant is basically, there are 4 things that are going to make people want to follow you and then also want to become clients, because following is one thing, but we want people to actually become clients. And we have the SVLT method, which is make sure your bio or your profile is specific, it's valuable, it's trustworthy, and it's likable. This is basically the 4 different legs to the table. If you remove 1 or 2 of these legs, the table is going to topple over and people are not going to follow you and they're not going to buy from you. Because think about it this way. Let's say you came to an Instagram account that was specific for you and it was very valuable, but it seemed super shady. You didn't trust the person. And honestly, the guy was a bit of a douche and you're like, I don't like this guy's energy at all. You're not going to buy from him. Now let's go the opposite direction. Let's say you found someone that's super likable and trusting, and you're like, oh, I could jam with this person. They're an amazing person, but they don't say anything that's valuable, and like they don't really help people just like me. They help kind of like general people. They're kind of like helping everyone. They're not really helping like people like me. You wouldn't buy from them either. And so you need to make sure your profile has these 4 parts of the quadrant. And I'm going to help you set this up quickly. You can go through the workbook a little bit later. So first thing is you want to make sure that it's specific. The truth is specificity wins. There's some content creators who are saying you don't need a niche, or you don't need to have specifics, or you are your niche. They're saying all these things when in actuality, most of them haven't built businesses that are successful. You absolutely do need to have a niche. And you need to make sure you're specific, because on social media right now, the studies have shown, the 2025 studies showed that people are following niched accounts for different things. I follow this guy for my this stuff. I follow this girl for my this stuff. They follow accounts for specific things. And so if you want to stand out on social media, because guess what? There are so many coaches, so many health practitioners, professionals, you need to be specific. So where are you able to be specific? So a couple different areas. We want to make sure that you call out your ideal client in your bio, okay? So I always think of a couple different things when I'm getting specific. I think about the demographic, right? The demo. I think about the big pain point that they have. And I think about the results that they want in life. Okay, so those are the 3 biggest things that I think about when I think of specificity. So your ideal client, you should call them out in your bio somewhere using the demographic, pain point, and results that they get. Also, quick hack, the name section on your Instagram profile is SEO friendly, meaning whatever you put in there, guess what? If people search on Instagram, it's going to pop up. If you are a women's endometriosis coach, if women would search endometriosis coach or women's health practitioner or gut health practitioner, you would pop up at the top. So make sure that you have something SEO friendly over there. That's also going to help you be specific. Okay, so those are kind of some of the main areas that you can be specific in, the SEO and the ideal client, calling it out here. Because foreshadow, when we are going to go ahead and create your boosted post here, the language we use on this boosted post needs to be the exact same language we use here. Why? Because when someone clicks on your ad and they pop over to your profile, if they do something different, something that's not the same, they're not going to actually follow you. And that's an issue, okay? And so we need to make sure that people are going to follow you, okay? How many of you downloaded the workbook, by the way, in the chat? Comment down below a yes, or give me a thumbs up in the emojis here if you have downloaded the workbook. I want to make sure you folks have this app for afterwards. So that's the first thing. You got to make sure your stuff's specific. Let's move to the second thing is you downloaded it. Great, great, great. Make sure it's valuable, because here's the truth. Money follows value. And so if you cannot showcase value, which is basically that you have the information or the transformation that these people want. You can help solve their pain. They're not going to stick around. So value, where do you find value? Couple different areas, okay? So number one, I like to have a CTA in your bio that gets people to DM you a word for a valuable free resource. So I love to have something in there. Also, one of your pinned posts, you got 3 pinned posts, use these. I want to have one of your pinned posts to basically be a call to action, again, for a freebie, okay? This is a great way to showcase value in the bio and in the pinned posts. That's great. Now, you can also put stuff in the highlights, like the highlights on Instagram. They're cool. They're not the most important, but you can put more value there. I'm going to keep moving through this because I want to get to some more of the good stuff here today. You also want to make sure that people trust you, because how many of you find different accounts on social media, but you're not sure if you want to trust them? How many of you are a little bit like a skeptic like me sometimes, where like I see a social media account, I'm like, I don't know if I want to trust them. But on the other hand, you found other accounts that you like almost instantly trust. Is anyone else like me where you're just like, hey, what makes this different? You want to make sure that you can actually build trust with people. So there's a couple different places that we can build trust. One of your pinned posts is going to be a social proof post, right? So this is where you have proof or testimonials. That's a great way to do it. The other pinned post is going to be your story. You talking about your story of whether your health journey, your fitness journey, whatever it might be. That's going to build some trust as well. Usually I like to have the link here as well. Lead to something that is going to get people to know, like, and trust you better. Maybe it's like a longer video or a freebie as well. And so you want to build trust, because trust in the online space is probably the greatest reason you'll be successful or not, which is crazy. But it's the truth, because people are more likely to spend money if they trust you. Like, for example, if I told you, hey, we could probably get you to 10K months in 4 months if you follow the strategy, do all these things, do all these things, do all these things. Imagine if you trusted me wholeheartedly versus didn't trust me at all. The difference of you joining my program is staggering. So absolutely important. So final one is likability. How many of you have come across accounts that were specific to you? They're valuable. You probably trusted them, but you just didn't like the person. How many of you, please be honest, how many of you find these things and you're like, oh, I just don't like this person? Like for me, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers here. Whenever I see like a really bro, douchey guy, business coach, I'm like, I don't like this. Or sometimes I see people who are like super woo-woo and they're telling you that you can work from the beach. You only have to work 2 hours a week and you make $1 million a year. I'm like, oh, I hate this. I do not like them. Okay. Like, sure, like maybe they have some results with people. I just don't like them. I'm not going to buy from them. Okay. And so you need to have all 4 of these things. Clear? Comment down below the word clear if this is all clear. Okay. Comment down below the word clear if this is all clear. You need to first become the attractive profile for people to actually do anything with you. Okay? So, and this is why this is so important. When we go into your post, okay, you're going to spend money on boosting your post, which is fantastic. We want to spend money on boosting your post. We want to get traffic. But when we're sending the traffic to your profile, if your conversion is terrible, the money is a greater waste. Versus if it's incredible, your money goes so far. And I'm not talking, okay, let me give you some specific examples of this. I'm talking on the low end. If you have, let's say on the low end, you have a bad profile versus a great profile. I'm going to give you some metrics here so that you can understand this. Bad profile, you might get a new follower for $2. Okay? $2. Great profile, you might get a new follower for 10 cents. Do you know what this means? This is a 20 times more leads just by having a great profile versus a bad profile. And I've seen this happen again and again and again. So for real life examples, this means that if you're spending $10 a day, you get 5 new followers. This means if you're spending $10 a day, you're getting 100 new followers. What would you rather have? Comment down below, 5 followers or 100 followers per day coming to your Instagram that are ideal clients who are looking for a solution. Which one would you rather have? Comment down below, 5 or 100. People have been commenting. They're like, I don't know what I want. You want 100. You for sure want 100 per day, 100%. So that's why you need to set this up first. Okay, so you've downloaded the Optimize Your Instagram Bio. Go ahead and make sure that you become attractive first. 5 buyers and 100 spectators. Great. So this is where we go. At the end of the day, a lot of people are like, oh, followers don't equate clients. All of our clients who are making the most money, 40K, 50K a month, are also the people whose audiences are growing the quickest. And so do you think it would be easier to find 5 buyers and 5 followers, or 5 buyers and 100 followers? Let's say they're the same quality. Well, if you get 5 people walking by your lemonade stand or 100 people walking by your lemonade stand, are you going to sell more this one or this one? Always this one. Always this one. So many people are scared of growing their audience because they're like, oh, but I want buyers. Absolutely. If you grow it the right way, you are only getting the right people to come check out your stuff. Okay. So this is where, by the way, I used to teach, you don't need to have a big audience to get clients. And even though that's kind of true, everything has shifted. You need to get way more followers because right now is the easiest time to grow your audience with clients. Okay. So who's ready to actually set up your mini ad? Go ahead, comment down below the word mini. I want to move to the next section here today. So we've given you the big picture. We've shown you that this strategy can work well for you. But I want to make sure that we can actually go ahead and set up your mini ad. So now that we've gone ahead and we've set this up so that your Instagram is nicely optimized, we're going to go ahead and start talking about how to set up your boosted post correctly. Okay. Now, this is the part of the workshop where I'm going to actually have to get you folks to work. Are you guys okay with that? Comment down below. Yes, if you're okay with that. You need to be willing to do some stuff with me today because we have a couple of cool, really things that we're going to be doing. Brian says, let's fucking go. I love it. I love it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to showcase to you a little bit of what a mini ad looks like, and then I'm going to break it apart, and I'm going to actually help you craft more than 50% of it on this call. There's going to be a little bit of work with me time. I'm going to give you guys some audits, and then after the call, there's going to be a little bit more for you to do. So Margaret, go ahead and drop down below the mini ad workbook. So my assistant folks is going to drop down below the workbook for all of you. Again, this is a great workbook that you'll be utilizing afterwards. You can use it today on the workshop, but mainly it's going to be for after the fact. I just want to make sure that you folks have all the resources laid out really nicely and clearly, okay? So go ahead and download that. So here's what a mini ad is. It's very simple. We make a post. It's a reel. It's a reel on Instagram. We post it. We boost it. We get followers. That's the whole point of it. Because right now, followers, over here, followers is the cheapest way to get leads that are high quality. Now, again, a lot of people are like, oh, but I don't want followers, I want buyers. With our system, these followers are the exact same people who are paying $2,500 all the way up to $4,000 for health and nutrition coaching packages. That's crazy, okay? These followers, they're the cheapest leads to get, and they have the best return on ad spend that I have seen in the whole 11 years of me doing this online. Is your profile new from these things? Good question, Roman. We're going to reserve your questions to the end. We're going to use it in Q&A at the end. I don't want to dive into that right now, but make sure that you save that question. We'll dive into that later. So we want to get new followers. So here's what I'm going to do. I want to show you actually a little bit of what these look like. So I have a little bit of a picture here that I built out here. Here's a little bit of what a mini ad's going to look like. And you're going to see this in the workbook. But basically, it's a B-roll video. It's basically where someone's like eating food, or they're like making something in the kitchen, or they're drinking a drink, or they're even just walking around. The whole idea is that you don't even have to talk in this, okay? You don't even have to talk in this. Basically, it's just the text on the screen and your caption that is going to grab people and it's going to get them to follow you. Okay, so here's the first thing that I want to do with all of you. So we're going to be kind of breaking this up into 2 different segments. I'm going to first help you craft the writing that you're going to have on the screen. Okay, so this whole like POV writing that you have on the screen, and then afterwards I'm going to help you craft the caption, because guess what? This is the most important part. A lot of you are like, oh, how I target the ad and everything's important. No. The words you use on the screen and in the caption are the most important pieces, okay? So here's what we're going to do. This is where we actually have to work. So I'm going to help each of you craft the copy that's going to go on your mini ad. So Margaret, let's go ahead and let's drop down below here the copy and paste text that I gave you, Margaret. Everyone go ahead. Margaret's going to drop down below here the exact words that I want you folks to use. And I just want you to edit your niche, symptoms, pain points, etc. So she's going to go ahead and copy this down below here. And I'm going to get you folks 2 minutes, 3 minutes to actually grab this, shift it to your niche, and post it back in the channel because I want to literally audit it for you. So here you see, you have the POV, you finally found an account for women that helps you eliminate chronic blow, balance hormones, shed fat, and then the second part of the text is, and fills your feed with how to get to the root cause instead of putting restricted, So here, copy that. I want you to go paste it somewhere in your notes or whatever it is. You can even paste it into the message part of the chat here. And I want you to edit it for your niche. Okay, so this one's for women. If yours is for women, keep that in there. If yours is for men, change that. Basically, you want to have the same thing here. So you can start working. We're going to give you 2 minutes, 3 minutes here. I'll probably keep talking and riffing a little bit. But I want you folks to literally craft this out because I want you all to leave today with literally exactly what to put on your mini ad, what to put in the caption, because I want you to literally have all that prepped and ready for you so that we can set this up. Okay? So go ahead, comment this. And once you're done, literally just throw yours into the chat, okay? So you're gonna put in there, POV, finally found an account for demographic that helps you eliminate, and then you're gonna put in symptoms, right? Symptoms, their biggest pain points, da-da-da-da-da. And then the second part of text is gonna be, and it fills your feed with how to get to the root cause instead of pushing. And then you put in like maybe the different things that they've tried that don't work, right? Like if I were to do this, it fills your feed with how to get to the root cause instead of organic marketing that's slow, paid ads that are expensive, posting and hoping. Like I'd put in a bunch of stuff that you folks have tried that hasn't worked because obviously you're here because it hasn't worked, right? And so go ahead, once you're done, comment down below your version of this. Again, like I said, this is a workshop, so we are going to work, but this is how we actually get real results for folks, is we actually get them to do this type of stuff live. So this is the first thing that you're going to do. Again, when you film your ad, this is going to be the text that is on your screen, okay? So this is going to be the text that is on your screen, and this works for a lot of different people. Obviously, we have eating disorder recovery coaches, women's gut health, women's hormone health, healthcare workers. So like this is working for a lot of different niches. And in the workbook that we gave to all of you folks, in the workbook, there's like 10 examples that you can literally click on the link in the workbook, and it's going to send you over to Instagram to literally show you an example of our clients' ads. So you can literally go and creep on it as well. But I want it to be done here. Okay, I gave you enough time, folks. Let's go and comment down some of those. Who's got those ready? There we go. There we go. We got a couple people ready. Awesome. Brian, we're going to start with you. Finally found account for men that helps you eliminate exhaustion, balance hormones, shed fat, and build muscle. It fills your food with how to get to the root cause instead of pushing restrictive and unrealistic low-carb diets, medication. That's just normal. Oh, I love it, Brian. That is great. Just make sure to put in the POV at the beginning. For some reason, social media loves that. So I love that. Florence, you finally found an account for women who want to stop emotional eating, lose weight without obsessing over food. Love that, Florence. That's great. And instead of diets, guilt, or starting over every week, learn how to get to the root cause and build a way of eating that actually lasts. Love it. That's really great. Again, Florence, use the POV at the beginning. It just works really well. It stands out on social media. Kevin, you finally found an account for corporate 30 dads that helps you eliminate failed yo-yo diets, shed fat, and build your dream body, and fills your feed with how to get to that beach body confidence to do it all without cutting out your social life. I like this. I like this. I'd probably get a little bit more specific with like confidence and do this all without cutting out your social life. I'd probably get a bit more specific with the confidence piece. I feel like confidence is kind of overused. Failed yo-yo diet, shed fat. Yeah, the rest is good. Maybe just tighten that up a little bit. So then we have Serena here. You finally found an account for women navigating hormone changes and because they're tired of feeling exhausted. So understand. Okay, so Serena, I like this. There's too much words though. We want to probably have it about half the length. So I try to really shorten it. One of the things that you can do is when you have a version like this, you can just throw it into ChatGPT and just basically be like, hey, here's the version of, like, you can give ChatGPT yours and the one that I gave you, Serena, and just basically be like, hey, how can I make my version more compact and emotional and powerful like this one that I got? So I would just throw that into ChatGPT sometime and make it shorter. I do like some of the language, it's just too much. Cassandra, You finally find an account for teachers that helps you eliminate burnout, heals your overwork and fixes your finances. Okay, I like this. What I have so far. Okay, cool. That's a great start, Cassandra. Definitely there will be like the second section. So I like that so far. Awesome, folks. Found an account. Okay, great. I probably don't have time to go through all of them. If you want me to audit, by the way, if you want me to audit your stuff, all you have to do is send me a message on Instagram. Margaret, go ahead, drop below my Instagram link. If none of you, if any, I should say, if any of you are not following me on Instagram yet, make sure to send me a follow. I'll get Margaret to put my link down below here. After the workshop today and tomorrow, you can be sending me all of this to give every single one of you a full audit on it, okay? We only got 90 minutes today, so I wish I could do an audit for everyone, but this is what we can do today. So this is the stuff that you're gonna have on your screen, okay? Couple different notes, and you're gonna see this in, make sure you still go through the workbook after this. Again, there's 2 pieces of text on each of these mini ads. And when you go into the workbook, and you look at the other examples, you're going to notice that the videos always start with 1 text on, and then the second piece of text comes in about 2 seconds later, just a way to keep people's attention. So make sure you do look at this. I will also be giving you feedback on this when you send it over to me. But basically, I love the start for you folks. I love the start. How does that feel? How does it feel to have some great copy? Comment down below how that feels so far. Well, I grab myself some water so I do not lose my voice. People feeling good about this? How are we feeling about it? I'm hoping some of you are getting some clarity on this and how this can work on your mini ad. So here's what I want to do. Second piece is the caption. The caption is just as important with the screen on text. So the caption is set up in a very specific way. And what I did for you folks is I actually created a GPT that's going to help you craft your own caption. So just as we just took a couple minutes to do this, I'm now going to get you folks to do a couple minutes. Margaret, drop the GPT link for the caption down below here. So folks, what you can do in this is actually really fun. So here, I'm going to stop presenting for a second, and I'm going to show you this, and then you folks can go ahead and do it. So Margaret's going to drop down below here the GPT. It's going to help you. It's going to take our formula. You're going to put your specifics into it, and it's going to shoot out for you the GPT. It's going to shoot it for you the caption, I should say. So she's going to drop the link here. So here, up first, and then I'll share my screen. Here, let's go share my screen. So you folks can probably see this now. So what you can do here is you're going to get to the GPT, you're going to open it up, you're going to help me write a caption for my mini ad, right? So it's going to ask you a couple questions. It's going to ask you for these different things. All you got to do is you got to give it this information, and it's going to give you the caption. Okay, so open up the GPT right now, because this will take a lot longer to write out. I wanted a little bit of automation for all you folks. So go ahead, do that right now. Open it up. I'm going to give you folks another 2 minutes here to come up with this caption. So you're going to put in your Instagram handle. You're going to put in your specific demographic, like who you work with, the person, the ideal client, the core problem, like their issues, like their pain points, the symptoms they're dealing with, desired outcome, your niche, like content type, like are you a health practitioner, are you a business coach, are you a fitness coach, etc. By the way, the more detail you give this thing, the better the caption is going to be. So don't skimp on it. But go ahead, open it up right now, and go ahead and get that rocking and rolling. We're going to give you folks the next 2 minutes here, like I said, to get this going. And then once you got the captions, again, drop them down below. I'll review the first couple personally here on the call, and we're going to kind of take it from there. So again, as you folks know, the reason that I do my workshops this way is because if you were to ever join our programs, this is the type of work that we do. This is the type of stuff that we get you, basically help you implement so that you can get results quicker. A lot of workshops are just lecturing and teaching, and it's just like, no, literally show me what to do, help me do it, get the results, etc. So this is the type of stuff that we do in our program all the time. So once you have yours ready, go ahead and comment it down below in the chat. What you're going to notice with this caption is that it's going to say right at the beginning, follow at your username. We have very specific formula for this caption. We've noticed that usually it's about 30 to 40% of people, they'll actually, like, after they see the post, instead of following, they'll read the caption. there's still a lot of people who read captions, even though, frankly, I don't really read captions. But apparently there's 30 to 40% of people who do. So we still want to capture that. That's when I was talking about before, getting like a great kind of rate of people following you versus a bad one. This is one of the big things that really helps people have that great return on the boosted post. So anyone have one ready? I'm going to give you another minute. I know sometimes it takes a quick second. I can talk too fast and not have enough time. So ready, Brian, awesome. Let's go ahead, comment it down below. Would love to see yours. Awesome. Let's go. There we go. Here's the part most dads miss. It's not because you're lazy. It's because you plan. The plan you use is built for these different approach. This is what this page is about. No influence to work, no extreme. Follow. I love that, Brian. That's a really great one. And again, these are going to give you probably 80% of the way. If you read any of the caption and you want it to be like slightly different, or it's like, oh, my method's a bit different, of course you can edit it. This is just trying to get you like 80% of the way so that within 5 minutes after this workshop, it's good to go, right? So who do we got next? Elizabeth, there we go. Follow at strength realized, still training like the 25, but everybody isn't responding the same. You probably, Here's the truth, most programs ignore. I like this. Awesome. Just a smart routine training, follow, Awesome, I love that. These are looking good, folks. This is for you. Probably try cleaning. This is great. Florence, I like that. Kevin's. Nice. With the sacrificing your career or family time, follow, Kip. I like it. Folks. These are really good. And like I said, I would probably edit them a little bit. If you're anything like me, ChatGPT still always has those long dashes, so just cut those out. Or any language that you think could be a bit more specific to your like niche and your demographic, obviously shift it up and change it. But I really like these, folks. So accidents don't win. Are you ready? Ooh, I like the little emoji that it added to that, Michael. That's very cool. So accident, just be clear, honest. Follow. Your laughs are normal, but you still feel off. Yeah, that's a really big one, Serena. Actually, a lot of our clients have that exact language. That one works really well. Stop guessing and understanding your body. I like this. Okay, awesome, folks. Awesome. I love this. By the way, little market research. Was it easy to use the GPTs? Comment down below if that was easy or not, because I think that was pretty easy. And these actually look really good to me. We've been testing this out with our clients, and we've been getting some really cool, not only results, they've been able to create content quicker, get their ads up quicker, get results quicker. Super tool. Awesome. Love to hear it, folks. Okay, let me get my camera back going here. So here's what we're going to do. Let's make sure this camera's working still. So the mini ad is made up of 4 different pieces. Okay, so what we just did here today, just barely, is we have the on-screen text, right? And then we have the caption. Those parts, super important, right? So you got that and you got that. And again, the workbook goes through all of this, but we're going to just talk about this a little bit. The other 2 pieces is the visual, right? So what's actually behind the screen. And like I said, for most people, it is like very simple things of these people in the video. And by the way, these are usually 6 to 7 second videos. So you can take notes on that. 6 to 7 seconds. We don't want them to be long. Usually like people are either like eating some food, they're drinking a drink, or some people are just like walking in the background or whatever it is. So basically the visual is just something that would be kind of capturing people's attention. And if you can make it relevant, make it relevant. Like one of the clients that we have, he helps people who are like MMA fighters. So his B-roll, like his video of him in the background is him like doing some stuff. I don't know MMA stuff, but he's like doing some fighting stuff. So make sure that you have a good visual. A couple kind of like rules of this is like shooting outside or with good lighting is really important, I find. And something that is like, don't make it too boring, but it doesn't have to be complex, right? So simple, clean visuals. So 6 to 7 second video. Like if you're in the fitness space, it could be you at the gym, etc. So you want to come up with the visual. And again, this is where you folks can DM me after the fact if you need some help with this. Okay, if you're like, hey, what do you think about this visual or whatever it is? So make sure that we have the visual. And then the last and final piece here is the music. When we're talking about boosting a post, for whatever reason, Instagram, we need to do royalty-free music, okay? So when you folks are crafting this reel on Instagram, just make sure that you have royalty-free music, okay? Now, a couple different ways you can do this. You can Google what's the royalty-free music on Instagram. It'll give you a list. The second thing is you can literally just type in royalty free when you're in the music section and it will show you. So the royalty free music obviously is not as good as the real music. I wish I could just have like Noah Kahan and all of my stuff, but I can't. So we have to have royalty free music. And so make sure that the music is in fact that. What I usually find, the only other thing I'll say about the music is I like to find music that usually like it has like a beat drop like 2 to 3 seconds in. And again, that's exactly, I try to line that up with that on-screen text, that like second piece of text. I try to line that up. It just usually engages people a little bit better, okay? So with the mini ad, I'm gonna kind of just walk you through this. Basically, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna, maybe, and some of you probably already have the video that you can use for this, but you're gonna have a video, 6 to 7 seconds of you doing something. It could just be you like drinking, kind of smiling at the camera. It could be you walking outside. Could you be at the gym? It could you basically like making a meal or whatever it is, something like that. So you're gonna take the video and then the on-screen text that we crafted together, the POV text, you're gonna put it in 2 chunks on your video, okay? The first chunk starts with the video. The second chunk comes 2 to 3 seconds later, again, if possible, with the music. The caption obviously goes where the caption goes. That's pretty self-explanatory. And then royalty-free music. That's the mini ad. Now, here's the last thing I want us to just kind of like give a bit of a double check on this, just to make sure that this is making sense. The on-screen text and the caption. Remember before when I said it needs to be congruent? So remember when we are crafting to make sure your profile is really attractive, right? We talked about your profile. Calling out your ideal client, the words that you use, they're like pain points, results they want that you're putting in the bio section, all that kind of stuff. The words that you put here, we want to make sure we're also putting them here. Here's why. If I were to say on my ad, I help life coaches, da 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 da, and then you went to my profile and it said, I help marketing agencies, you'd be like, what in the world? I know that's a very stark example. I don't think any of you would do that, by the way. You're all a lot smarter than that. But just to prove a point, we want to make sure that the text, wherever we have it, in the caption, in the text, is the same as your bio. Does that make sense? Comment down below, yes. I just want to make sure that that makes sense. So that's what we want to make sure. So I love this. So you folks have your on-screen text, you have your captions, you have an idea of what this is going to look like. So we just got a couple more things I want to walk through here today with you folks, okay? So one of the things that, and by the way, I can send this to some of you folks afterwards. Once you get these followers, we will then obviously need to know how to segment them to find like the good leads versus the bad leads, nurture them, offer calls. Like if you, maybe you didn't notice, but for all of these people, I just want to give some clarity around this. All these people that I said, like these people are getting great results. The play with all of this, just to be completely transparent, I'm not going to hide anything from you folks, is all of them are then having conversations with these people, creating content, organic content, having sales calls, and closing deals. Okay, that's how the rest of the system works. And in fact, that's usually the easiest part. No, maybe not the easiest part, the simplest part, because let's be honest, building a business isn't easy, but it can be simple. So once you get the followers, then learning how to have the right kind of like DM conversations with them, how to like nurture them with your content, and then how to offer and get on calls with them. That's kind of like almost self-explanatory, right? Because you got the lead, great. Now we need to have like a conversation. We need to have content that like educates them and gives social proof. And then we need to get on a call. So I just wanted to provide a little bit of clarity on that before we move on to the next piece. Let's do quick 5 minutes Q&A here on what we've talked about so far before we dive into the next piece, because I know I'm giving you folks a lot. Any quick questions on what we've covered so far? You can just write them in the chat down below. We'll take 5 minutes here to go through this. So any questions, comment them down below now. I just want to make sure that this is clear because, yeah, this takes a little bit of time to set up this mini ad, but for those of you who are keen, you could probably have this up in the half hour or hour after this workshop and be potentially waking up to leads tomorrow morning. So I'm going to give it 10 more seconds. If there's no other questions, then we'll just keep on rocking and rolling. How many of those bands will we need to run at the same time? Great question, Serena. So As far as how many, most of our clients just start with one. Okay, so here's our hope. Our hope is that we help you craft the mini ad so specifically. Like if you've noticed anything, I've been very specific with the on-screen text, the caption, the royalty-free music. I have a very specific method because we want it so that the first one you set up works really well. And now for some people, they'll need to make a second or a third iteration to really nail it, and that's totally fine. But as far as how many you need up, most people who get to like 10K, 20K a month only have one. Some of our clients, once they start to hit bigger numbers, like $40,000 or $50,000 a month, we'll then get them to probably run 2 or 3 slightly different angles. But for most people to start, it's like, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it to 1. So let me know if that makes sense. Any other questions? Again, we'll give it 20 seconds here, see if there's any other questions before we keep on diving in. That makes sense. Fantastic. The second one is much quicker when you've all set up. Done my second one today. Yeah, there you go. You've all set up. I love that. I love that, Kevin. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome, folks. I used to have a profile in a different language. I recently switched to English-speaking audience. Should I set up a new profile or should I start a new one? Good question, Roman. So right now you switched your old profile, which was a different language, to English. Are you still getting good engagement on the account? And are those people still people who would be ideal clients? Or is this like, no, those people aren't ideal clients for my new thing, and like my engagement has tanked? Like, give me a little bit more context on that, Roman, because yeah, it could go either way depending on the answer. No engagement? Yeah, for sure. I probably would start a new account. Unfortunately, I'd probably start a new account. Now, here's the cool thing. You don't actually need to wait long to get great results with a mini ad from a brand new account. We've had clients who started with 50 followers, literally started the new account like a couple weeks earlier, start up with the mini ads and get clients within the first 30 days. Again, that's the power of these things. Like, that's where I shared the story of Julia before, is because she was brand new, had barely posted on social media. 2 weeks in, 2 paying clients off of this. So you don't have to have crazy much. Like, if you even have 10 to 20 posts on a brand new account that are decent and you have new followers coming in, you can get clients, right? How many days do you run the mini ad for? Great question, Elizabeth. So we start people running it for just 7 days to test it out. Make sure that it's working. Make sure that we're getting kind of the results we're looking for, the KPIs, which I'm going to dive into soon. But basically, we start for 7 days. If it works amazing, we just have it always going on. Because so let's dive into this next piece. So we'll save the rest of the questions for the end. I want to walk you through the metrics of what this looks like, because a lot of people ask, okay, how much money should I spend? What should I expect? All these different things. So I want to give you some, and by the way, these are averages. Some of our clients do worse than this. Some of our clients do better than this. I have to do that for liability's sake because not everyone gets these results. These are just the averages, okay? And so let's talk about this. I'm going to talk about a couple different numbers here. If you want to hit $5,000 a month in your business, these are averages, by the way. I have to reiterate that. So average, if you want to get to $5,000 kind of per month coming in, normally people need about 50 new followers per week, okay? That's pretty average. You want to get to 10K months, numbers usually about 100, 20K months, 200, 50K months. For some reason, you actually don't need, usually it's actually more like 300, 400. That's where it kind of breaks a bit, where you don't need quite as much volume. But basically, that's the amount of followers you need to hit your goal in business per month. Now, that is reliant on that you're good at DM conversations, organic content, sales calls. So you do need to be good at those things as well. But this is just going to give you at bats, okay? Now, for most people who want, let's say, 50 to 100 followers per week, yeah, you could probably make that happen with around the $5 to $7 a day mark of spend, okay? Somewhere in there. Again, these are averages. If you want to get a bit closer to like the 10 to 20K month, that's where you probably want to be spending at least $10 per day. And then 50K months, like I said, more like $20 per day. So these are just some numbers. Now, but this isn't crazy, okay? Let's build this out into a month. Basically, monthly, this would be around $200 per month. This is about $300 per month. And I mean, let's even just, I'm just going to exaggerate this one, $750 per month. Here's the truth. How many of you, I'm gonna under promise on this. How many of you would spend $300 a month on mini ads if you were even able to make an extra $5,000 a month? How many of you? How many of you would do that? No one? No, I'm sure you're typing. I'm sure you're typing. How many of you would spend $300 to even get an extra 5,000? Yeah, definitely. How would you feel if you spent that same $300, but you actually got to 10K extra in revenue? How would that feel? Or 20K per month. This is real and doable with mini ads. Now, I'm not going to one of the things I want to avoid is I've heard it from a lot of people that I can make things sound very simple, which sometimes make it sound very easy. Building a business at 20K a month or 50K a month, no matter what type of strategy you have, it's going to take hard work. It's probably going to be harder than your 9-to-5 because you have to learn new skill sets. You have to wear multiple hats. You have to get good at these conversations that I'm talking about and posting content consistently and getting good at sales. So I'm not trying to make it sound easy, as in like, oh yeah, it's so easy, anyone could do it. No, you still have to be an entrepreneur. You still have to hustle, which is why I put that here. You still have to work hard. But I always tell people, would you rather work hard like you currently are, getting minimal results? Or would you work hard with a better strategy and be getting better results? And I know if you've shown up on the workshop here today and you put in the work, you're probably the type of person, yeah, you're willing to do the work as long as you're getting paid well for it and you're getting the results and you're seeing progress. Can I get an amen? Does that sound like you? Or, I mean, if you're the pet that just wants to sit on the beach and get paid well, you probably shouldn't attend my workshop because I'm probably going to tell you that that's not realistic. Kevin says amen. I love it. I love it. So these are the metrics that I want you to be thinking about when you start to set up your ad. It's like, okay, I need to be spending some money, but I don't actually have to be spending crazy money. There's a lot of people out there, well, they'll say like, hey, if you want to sell a $3,000 program, that you got to spend like $1,000 on ads. It's just not the case. Again, I'm going to be annoying. I'm going to keep pulling these out. Julia here started by paying $10 a day. So she was about 2 days in when she set up her mini ad. So 12 days. So she spent $120 to get $3,000 back. That's pretty good, right? Spent $120 to get her first $3,000. That's, I mean, I don't know about you, but I would spend that money all day, every day. So those are the metrics that I want you folks to be thinking about. Now, here's what I want you to do, folks. So here are some next steps for you because I want to make sure that this is actually going to work for you. So I want you to do this. I want you to film the video, or if you already got the video, edit it, okay? Then I want you to post it organically. Again, make sure it's with royalty-free music. Now, here's actually an important point that I haven't talked about yet. I want to make sure I very, very much do talk about this. When you boost it, you're going to boost it on your desktop because Apple has this sneaky thing that if you click the boost button on mobile, like on your phone, you pay 30% more. I don't know about you, but I'm sure Apple makes enough money already. I mean, I love their stuff, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to be paying 30% more for my ads than I have to get the same result. So when you go to boost it, you're going to boost it on your desktop. And I'm going to walk you through a little bit. I'm going to show you just a little bit of like what that looks like. Again, the workbook that you all got is going to give you more information on that, but make sure that you're boosting it on your desktop. And then finally, for those of you who showed up here live today, here's the benefit that you get. You are able to DM me for free on Instagram. You already got the link from Margaret. And I can like look over your stuff to make sure that the screen on text, the caption, the mini ad, everything is set up properly, okay? So how many of you, I want to get some commitment here because, I mean, I spent an hour, this is actually after my workday. I'm spending an hour here with you folks, literally setting this. How many of you can commit in the next 24 hours to DM me to get the audit for this? I want you to comment down below if you are able and willing to commit to that. Elizabeth says yes. Cassandra says yes. Kevin says yes. Serena, I love it. Taryn says yes. Great. I love to hear it. That's a couple good yeses, Mike. Great. Okay, there we go. Let's keep this going. I know there's more of you watching this. I want to make sure. Probably, yes. let's do more than a probably, Roman. Florence, yes, awesome. I'd love to hear. So here, I'm going to quickly show you a little bit of the final stuff that I want to walk you through, just to make sure that you understand kind of like how to boost this and everything. So let's go. I'm going to kind of share my screen and just give you a couple pieces of information to help you with this. Oh, I guess I have to stop presenting. So the kind of the workbook for the mini ads, we'll walk you through this a little bit, but I just want to make sure that all of you are really getting this. So let's go ahead, entire screen. Okay, how many of you, comment down below, can you see my Instagram here? Comment down below if you can see it. Okay, great. So here's what we want to do with this. So your whole idea is going to be to visit your profile, okay? So we're not getting people to your website or messaging you or a mix. No. We're getting them to visit your profile because the whole idea is that they follow you, okay? So then you want to go through and see like who should see your ad. And this is where you want to you can build out a bit of an audience, okay? So again, some of this is pretty simple, but you can come up with a name. Basically like location, you can go like, usually if you're in North America, just do like the US and Canada. If you're in like Europe, do some of like the countries that you'd like to speak in, or Australia. But get very specific with location, with age, a bunch of these different things. So like, let's just say, I'm going to just do this random name. So I'm going to just do this like this, and I'm just going to put in Canada here because that's where I'm from. And then let's say I want the minimum age, because basically, by the way, for most of you, your minimum age should be probably above 25, because people that are younger usually don't have very, very much money. So put your minimum age a little bit. And so basically, you can go down here and yeah, you can set your duration, your budget, etc. So that's a little bit of what you can do. Now in here, by the way, this is actually really important. I know this part is a little bit boring, but really pay attention. Turn this off. Do not use Advantage Plus Audience. That will screw up your ad and it will not work. And then you will blame me. And then I will be like, no, you have Advantage Plus on. Turn that shit off. When you come into here, you actually get more specific market, more when you turn this off. So here, I want you to literally get within 20 years age range. I want you to pick a gender, okay? I just want you to pick one, male or female. Don't do all. We want to be specific. And then you can also put in here interests. Like maybe it's, I don't know, fitness, right? Something like that, fitness and wellness. Put in a couple interests just to get your audience size done. So that's how you set it up. It's really simple. It's honestly not that complex. Any questions on that? Does that make sense? Comment down below yes, if that makes sense. When you click minimum age 30 plus, it bounces back. 25, did it bounce back? That's annoying. If it did bounce back, just try to have 20, though that's because I put the minimum age at 25. I'd have to go back and change the minimum age. That's what happened. So, but just turn Advantage Plus off so that you have all those extra editing options. Again, that is going to make a difference. The copy that we wrote today will make the biggest difference, but this will make a big difference as well. So anyways, that's what I want to make sure. Here's what I want to do. I want to take 5 more minutes here to chat through any questions that you folks have about this, how to implement this. So let's go ahead and comment down below the questions down below here. Actually, I forgot to ask some of you, when we're talking about the metrics here, what is your personal goal for end of 2026 as far as like business revenue goes? I'd like to actually know where you folks want to end up, because I think that's going to be helpful when we come to setting up our ad. So when I had here, I had kind of like 5K months, 10K months, 20K months, 50K months. Let's go ahead and comment down below, like what would be realistic for you folks, but also like something that you'd really like to push for. Go ahead. I've heard Facebook boss you if you did something wrong setting up an ad campaign. Is that the case with Instagram too? Boosting a post is a little bit different than Facebook ads. It's a bit different. So I'm not entirely sure, Roman, what if you're worried about something from Facebook ads or whatever. If you need some more specialized help, definitely feel free to message me on Instagram. But they are somewhat separate, and so yeah, sometimes you can get away with something. Yeah, comment down below, folks. I mean, which goal you have here, because I want to make sure that you're setting your ad up in the right way with the right spend to actually hit it. With what I was going to say is with setting up a mini ad, specifically on Instagram, one of the key features that we really highly recommend to our clients is to be meta verified on Instagram. Yes, you have to pay for it, but it does give you more safety and security on Instagram. And if you're ever like needing help with anything, you can ask actually Instagram questions and actually get customer support. So being meta verified can be quite useful for this as well, folks. So anyways, I want to make sure that you folks are setting yourselves up for success. What other questions do we got, folks? What other questions do we got? While you're commenting down below your questions, I wanted to give you folks all an opportunity. We're doing something really special for the group here, people that joined this call live here today. So here's what we're doing. So some of you probably are like, okay, cool. This is exactly what I want to do. I want to get to 10K months, 20K months. I want to use mini ads. It's a way quicker way to make it happen, etc. Roman 100K, I love that. Here's what I'm doing. I'm doing something special for the group of you who showed up here live today. We have 2 more spots available for our program for April, okay? So we have a certain amount of spots at every single month we fill up to because we don't want to be the program that has the most clients. We want to have the highest quality program. So we got 2 spots. If you book a call with our team, and by the way, Margaret, you can drop the link if people want to book in a call with our team. There's no pressure if you guys don't want to. Cool, just run the ad. That's awesome. But if you do want to chat with our team to get to those 20K months, get results like our clients, I have 3 special bonuses for those of you, those last 2 people who are going to join in April. Number 1, you're going to get an hour-long call with me at the beginning of the program where I'm going to look at your Instagram, optimize everything, make sure that it's absolutely attractive and primed to go. So you get a 60-minute call with me. The second thing you do is you're going to get your mini ad set up within 1 week of joining our program. That's going to help you start to get 10, 20, 30, 40 people coming in per day. The third thing you're going to get, if you're one of these 2 people, is you're going to get an Instagram cash campaign that's designed to get your next 3 to 5 clients in the next 30 days. So that basically you come to our program and you're already starting to get paid within 30 days. So that's the whole design behind this. So we're looking for 2 people before end of the month to do this. So if you want to go ahead and book a call with our team, the link is down below there. Like I said, our program isn't for everyone. You definitely need to be someone who's willing to work hard. You definitely need to be someone who's willing to spend a little bit of money on mini ads like this. And you need to like our vibe. I hope you got a bit of an idea of like our vibe here today. And so if you do want to hear about that and see if you'd be a good fit for one of those 2 spots, you can go ahead and book a call. I'm going to stick on here for like 5 more minutes. Question and answer. Let's go question and answer for that. Who else got a question about the mini ad? I know a lot of you are going to go to work and start to set this up. But I want to make sure that if there's any unanswered questions, we get to them today. So if you have no question, just give me a thumbs up down below. I want to make sure, I mean, if it's no questions either, I was super confusing or super clear. So if I was clear, give me a thumbs up down below, just so I know that you're good and you don't got questions and you're ready to get to work. If you're super confused, don't tell me. My ego's too precious. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm getting no thumbs up, folks. Was it not clear? Make sure you comment down below. Roman's all good? Okay, cool. All good. I want to make sure. Great presentation. Awesome, folks. Awesome. So here's what I'm going to do. I'll probably, I'm going to stay in the office here for another 10 to 20 minutes. My dinner is already made downstairs, so I am very hungry. I'm going to go look at it soon. But I'm going to spend the next 10 to 20 minutes here in my office. So make sure that you go ahead and DM me on Instagram if you want me to audit anything, look at anything before you get it all set up. And then first thing tomorrow when I come into the office, I'll also go over to my Instagram. Sometimes my team handles my inbox, but I'll go there and make sure that I'm there specifically with you folks to get that going. So anyways, we'll see you folks in the DMs on Instagram. If you got any questions, you can send them there. And if you are one of those people that want to kind of work with our team, get your 20K months by summer and get those 3 bonuses. Go ahead and book in a call with the team. Again, we don't bite. If you're not a good fit, if you don't got the funds, cool. We're not going to pressure you. But if you are a good fit and you really do want to join, awesome. Let's rock and roll. So I'm going to go. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, folks. We'll chat soon. Bye for now.